Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Brittany Hillard, founder and CEO of Effervescent Yoga Studio and Spa, and I'm here today to show you how to break down the poses of tree and dancer. So we're going to discuss balancing today, right? In yoga, that's one of the things that we learn how to do is balance in our bodies. But sometimes when we're balancing, we don't actually notice how our feet are planted on the earth. Right? So sometimes I've seen, and I'm guilty of this myself, where we'll get into tree and we'll place our foot this direction in an attempt to try to remain balanced. But the reality is what we want to really concentrate on is stacking our joints. So we're going to start from the bottom of our feet, and you want to feel all four corners of your feet pressed down into the earth. So what does that mean? That means that you are taking the bottom of your foot right underneath your pinky toe, your big toe, and the 2 points at the back of your heel, so the right side and the left side. Press it down into the earth. So we've got now this full structure of our feet planted down on the earth. Now what we want to check in is how we're supported with our feet, right? So we're going to look down at them. Toes are lined up. We've got about hip width distance. Now, some of you might be thinking this is your hip width. That's a lie. Let's come into the truth, right? Which is where we've got two fists basically in between our feet. So you can even bend your knees, get down there and check in. You're just bookending your hands with your feet. That way what you're doing is you're stacking now, right? Your ankles with your knees and your hips. And many of you have heard me say this in class before. If you've practiced with me here in the studio or online, that you know we're stacking joints here so that we can best utilize our muscles. So let's go over a tree pose, right? With tree pose, there's 3 different variations that you can take. One of them is like this. I call it the kickstand tree. You can call it whatever you want. But we're going to take all of our weight into left foot, little teeny bend in left knee so we're not locking it. And we're going to take our right heel to our left ankle, just like that. That's it. This is your kickstand tree. Your knee is going towards the side. You're opening up the hip here. And this is where you're going to notice how tight you might be in this right hip, right? So if your knee is coming forward, you may be super tight within that area. So we're just going to work on opening that up. There's nothing wrong. So here, what we're going to do is notice again, how are we pressing into left foot? All 4 corners of the foot is pressing down. And what I'm going to notice here is I feel like I actually have my left foot kind of going to the left. So I'm going to shift so that now what I've got is a straight line going on down the leg. I'm stacking my joints here, just as I recommended for you. With your hands, you can bring hands to heart center. You can lift them to the sky. You can even bring them on your hips. There's, again, what feels best for your body. So what we're going to break down in this pose right now is what we want to feel. And what we want to feel is we want to press our lower abdomen in towards our spine. Tailbone is gently pressing down so that what we're doing is we're avoiding this. Yeah, see how my belly's blown out? My booty's pressed back? I'm going to stack even more so that now I'm pulling belly in. I feel supported down into my foot. I'm making any adjustments I might need, noticing if I'm locking my knee in place or if I have a little teeny bend there, keeping comfort. Right? And then again, shoulders are gently pressing back. Now the gaze, your drishti, something that doesn't move too much. That way you can focus softly on it. All right, let's work up the leg really quick. But first, I invite you to shake it out. If you're actively doing this with me, let's work on the other side. So we're going to ground down into right foot. Same thing here. I want to press it all the way into the ground. And then I'm going to come into that kickstand tree just to, again, reassess. So belly hugging in, tailbone down. As you can see here, this hip is a little bit tighter than my right hip. Now I'm going to walk my foot up my leg. Yes, this is where balance starts to happen. So what you're going to do is you're going to tune in. If you're wobbling, that's a-okay. Come back down to the kickstand for a moment until you've got it. Notice where your foot is starting to grab on when you feel imbalanced. And that very well could be the big toe. It can be all of your toes. You might feel a little divot into one side of your foot or the other. These are all totally natural. Yeah, we're just becoming aware of what's going on in terms of our ankle. Yeah, and we're creating some strength there in the ankle that may not have existed for a little while. So from here, let's try to go up that leg. Boom. I've got my heel underneath my knee. So I'm nowhere near the joint of the knee. Instead, I'm underneath it. And this is actually a bit more of a challenging pose for me than if I go above my knee. So yeah, so here, right, we've got the heaviness of the knee out to the side, and then we're pulling belly in and up, growing in our tree. Beautiful. Take it out, shake it out. Now you can start to notice like what you're feeling. Ooh, what areas in your body are really starting to notice as you stand in this balance pose. So it works its way all the way up. You might feel it in your glute, you might feel it in your hamstrings, you might even feel it in your quads. So yeah, let's do the other side, and we're gonna work our way up this time. So coming into our full tree. Ground down into your left foot. We're gonna take right foot up and out to the side, and then you can link. So yeah, a lot of people grab and hold and pull. It's okay. Pulling belly in and up again. We're nice and tall. Shoulders pressed back. So again, I am actively pressing into my big toe, over in towards pinky toe, and then the right and left sides of my heels. And the gaze is away from something that moves. There you go. Bring your knee forward, lower it back down, shake it out. Let's do the other side so you can notice how you feel. Ground down into right foot again, and then bring your knee up, out to the side, and in. Kudos if you can do this without your hands. I am going to lift it up. So as you get into this pose, you might even notice you're bending forward, right? So we got to pull belly in and up and come back into that nice long spine. Beautiful. Hands come to heart center, shoulders press back. Deep breath in and out. You've got it. There you go. You're grounding down. Now remember, right knee is gently bent. Whee! There you go. Get into your muscles, squeeze your glutes, and slowly release. Shake it out. Yeah! So that is your tree. Let's get into dancer pose. So with dancer, I'm going to go to the side, and I'll show you a different variations here. One is where you grab onto your foot, bring it up and over into the gentle back bend, right? Another option here is if you have a strap at home, or if you have a strap nearby, wherever you're practicing, you can use that. You can also use a towel, and you're going to place it on your ankle, boom, so that you can have it back behind you. And the reason being is we're going to ground down into right foot, gentle bend in right knee. I'm going to bend my knee of left. Notice how I'm twisting and bringing it up. Woohoo! To extend. Pushing foot into the strap. Deep breath here. Gaze is forward. You have a teeny back bend happening here. And then release it out. That's always fun. I'm going to do the other side with my hand just to show you the difference. So that's with the strap. Now through left foot, same thing. I'm going to ground down into my left foot. And again, I'm stacking joints, little teeny bend in my knee. Bend, right knee, grabbing on with hand. Same thing here. Getting that balance, just like in tree. And then we can bend forward, push back. Reaching our left hand to the sky. Deep breath. Breathing, noticing. Very good. Hugging in. And then exhale to release it out. Shake it out. There's your dancer pose. Ooh! So with the wall, this is another option I want to share with you. In case you're like, yeah, that looks great and all, but I need some support. That is okay. And I'll show you that it is okay here. So you can use a wall by bringing your hand against the wall, and you're actually going to face the wall, but I'm not going to show you that way. Instead, right, you're going to hold, grab, or use the strap, and then bring it forward, right? hold on to the wall here, and I literally just got my fingertips there because I want my body to do the work. Yeah, so here, a little bend in the knee, lift and press up. Reaching forward, there we go. Nice. So that way you can play with this. Hand off the wall, hand to the wall, hand off the wall, hand to the wall. Right? Let yourself play and release it out. Do the other side, so again, you feel like you're supported and grounded here. I hope that this was helpful and that you play with tree and dancer, and that of course, as always, you feel this awesome opportunity to get some playfulness into your body and into your mind as you learn more and more about yoga. Have a beautiful day, friends. Bye!